Hi, my name is Haley, and I'm the president of the class of 2020. I'd like to welcome all students, faculty, and families to the Senior Assembly. It is unfortunate that we all can't be here together in the Montgomery Theater, but I'm thankful that we have this opportunity today to celebrate the seniors. And now I'd like to introduce Mr. Varney.
Thank you, Haley. Good morning to Morse High School. Good morning, students. Good morning, families. Good morning, staff and faculty. Most importantly, good morning to our seniors this morning. Seniors, you're almost there. I hope that I'm not the first to say that it's been a pleasure to have you at 826 High Street for the past 4 years. You will certainly be a class that we will remember for years to come. Although it is not the way that we envision your senior years to end, this experience will be a bond that will hopefully keep you together as a class for many years to come. Our years are marked by milestones at Morse. The graduation is the most significant of those milestones. When a national event disrupts our local celebration, it turns into an event that marks our local history. The Morse Alumni Room is adorned with significant events that have affected our graduating classes throughout the years. A large poster of the class, for instance, depicts the class of 1943, my grandfather's class. It depicts members of the class who served in the war effort and received their diplomas upon returning from overseas. I can picture an aerial photo of your unique graduation day next weekend, or a picture of downtown Bath with a lamppost adorned with the banners of the class of 2020 that could likewise be a prominent spot in our collection. In addition to these circumstances that we find ourselves in today, your class is unique in many regards, not the least of which is that you will be the final senior class to attend 826 High Street as your only high school. Additionally, you are unique because 52 of you took an early college course while at Morse. You have an Eagle Scout in your class. You have 73 athletes and you have 47 club members. 50 of you took an AP class while at Morse, and 17 of you are AP scholars, which we believe is the highest percentage that we have ever had. 2 of you organized and directed a playwright festival, and we believe that's the first as well. 1 of you joined us this year from Spain and shined in the classes and on this stage in the Montgomery Theater. 2 of you have committed to play a Division I athletic sport next year in college. 1 of you just joined the class after spending 3 years in New York City at the American School of Ballet and was a wonderful addition to the class. 28 of you have completed a vocational program, and now you are ready to join the workforce with a specific skill. 1 of you spent most of your life in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, learned English at Morse, and will be attending Northeastern University next year as a Torch Scholar. 1 of you was the first Morse athlete to score points in 2 different varsity sports games in a single night. We believe that's the first. You all are the first to adorn a lamppost in downtown Bath, and I'd like to sincerely thank Wendy Young for making that possible for us. 83 of you plan to further your education through a 2 or a 4-year college program, military service, or a certification program starting next year. And to top it all off, you finally won a Spirit Week. So you're nothing if you're not unique. Now, speaking of seniors, there is one teacher who is senior to us all at Morse. We're losing a pillar this year. Mr. Igmanson, or Iggy, as he's been known for generations of Morse students, began teaching at Morse on September 1st of 1980. There are few classes that he has not taught during his tenure in the English and technology, fine arts departments, and adult education here. Mr. Igmanson is a teacher of teachers. Technology and literacy have always been a focus of Mr. Igmanson, and through the years, he has been given the freedom to innovate programs across 4 decades. He taught the Morse staff about a a strange new thing called the internet in the early 1990s, and he developed what we called the Mac Lab, which he used to teach students and staff about the internet. He continues to teach us how to innovate and expand instruction. Iggy's smart, funny, interesting, curious, creative, and calm presence has been a steady asset to this school for over 40 years. Iggy, you'll be missed, and I'd like you to come say goodbye.
Hello and goodbye, class of 2020. I think we share something that I might mention right now. We're going into a future that we don't quite recognize yet. We don't know what's ahead. In a lot of ways, it's up to us to make the future better than today or yesterday. I'm a little nervous. In some ways, Mr. Varney, I don't want to leave. I don't think I'm the only one that feels that way. I'd like to come back. I'd like things to be the same way. They're not going to be that way. Let's make tomorrow better than today. Let's make tomorrow the best. I'm looking forward to it. Best of luck, class of 2020.
Thank you, Mr. Egmondson. And now back to our graduates. I have a few details, so bear with me as we go through some details surrounding next weekend and our graduation. You should have received your graduation packet in the mail by now. And if you have not, please contact the school immediately. You could email Ms. Lehman Hook, or you could just stop by during regular working hours. And once you get that packet, please read it carefully for all the details. One of the details which is really important is that all seniors must come to Morse this coming Monday, June 8th, sometime between 8 and 10 in the morning or 1 and 4 in the afternoon. You must bring all your school supplies, including your Chromebook and associated gear, your textbook, your English books, library books, athletic uniforms, and anything else that belongs to us. Please be sure that you've checked your email, and if you have any outstanding balances that have come across your email, that you come to Morse ready to pay those balances on Monday. You'll also receive your cap and gown, and you'll need to pay for them at that time as well, and all that information is in the packet. If you're having any issues paying any of those bills, please contact Ms. Galise or myself, and we'll see what we can do for you. In about 1 week, we'll be together on the tarmac of the Wiscasset Airport to celebrate the great class of 2020 in true style. This will be a graduation like we've never had before. It's a unique celebration for a unique class. I look forward to celebrating that time with you. Now we have many recognitions that we need to get through today. So with no further ado, I'd like to turn it over to Mrs. Davis for our first recognition. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm here on behalf of SCLC to present the Student Achievement Award and also the Big Kahuna Award. So first, the Student Achievement Award. With a light and vibrancy she brought to this school and to this community, she embraced every activity from sports to theater to performing at the Patent-Free Library Open Mic Night. Participating in cross country for the first time and taking every opportunity to get on stage with Morse counterparts, she definitely left her mark on our community. There are a few others that can be described like her. Extremely lovable, funny, and supportive, she made an amazing addition to our school. Morse would gladly relive the months spent with her. We thank her for her impromptu Spanish lessons, her amazing voice and acting skills that she so readily shared, and the constant sense of care and connectivity that she spread within our walls. Even throughout these uncertain times, and upon her return to Spain, she has continued with her studies and classes online. Morse will miss you, Sarah Estevez Martinez, and to recognize your positive impact, SCLC would like to present you with the final Student Achievement Award. Congratulations, Sarah. Second, we have the Big Kahuna Award. The Big Kahuna Award is given every year to an adult who exudes positivity, dedication, and commitment to supporting the students at Morse High School. This year's winner has dedicated his career at Morse to helping students achieve their highest potential. From providing SAT prep after school to leading the high school quiz show team, this teacher has always gone above and beyond to help the students around him. In addition to caring for students, his Friday morning coffee hour, always preceded the night before with an entertaining and educational email, is a regular source of positivity and collegiality among faculty and staff. Though he is leaving us this year, the students, staff, and faculty of Morse will never forget the hours and effort he put in to benefit our community, and we wish him the best as he enters retirement. SCLC is pleased to announce the winner of the 2020 Big Kahuna Award, Mr. David Igmanson. Congratulations to Sarah, Mr. Igmanson, and the entire class of 2020. And before I go, I also want to recognize my 4 seniors on SCLC, Zoe Streeden, Abby Streeden, Emily Adams, and Emma Rothwells. It has been a pleasure working with you, and I thank you for your consistent leadership. Best of luck to you all next year. Next up are our senior class advisors, Ms. Jones and Ms. Davey.
Thank you, Ms. Davis. Ms. Davey and I have the honor of presenting the Joyce Wilson Award to a member of the class of 2020 today. The class of 2020 drew its Spirit Week theme in September from the Roaring '20s, which was a time of excitement and innovation, but also of trepidation. They couldn't have known how appropriate that choice would be for the senior year they were going to have. The class of 2020 is roaring into the future as the first to attend class without leaving their beds, the first to break Wi-Fi routers, the first to visit all of their teachers' homes, virtually of course, the first to be forcibly muted upon entering a room, and the first to sacrifice their spring traditions so that the greater Bath community could stay safe. Instead of heading into March like a lion and out like a lamb, the reverse could be said for this class. Heading into this unprecedented time like lambs on the 13th of March and finishing up like lions, courageous and fierce on this 5th of June. We believe much of this strength comes from the diverse experiences and skills that they have developed while students at Morse High School. Among these graduating seniors, and to reiterate some of what Mr. Varney just highlighted, there are 83 who plan to further their education through school, trade school, or the military. 77 who held a job outside of school, 73 who played in at least one school sport, 52 who have already completed at least one college course, 50 who took at least one AP class, 47 who were members of at least one school club, and 28 who participated in a BRCTC program.
Ms. Jones and I, as the advisors to this class, felt the Joyce Wilson Award should go to a student who embodies the resilience of the class of 2020 and its many facets. We would describe this student as salt of the earth. That's an expression that describes a person who is respected because they deal with challenges without a lot of fuss. Other people have described this student as a Morse student and a BRCTC student, a tried and true shipbuilder who didn't choose between school, sports, and volunteer work. They did them all. An athlete who overcame injuries, setbacks, and hardships to continue to pursue what they loved. Somebody who would thoughtfully sneak snacks to their coaches. The first one to practice and often in cowboy boots. A student who drives the biggest truck for the smallest girl. The cat whisperer, one of the first to arrive and the last to leave when hosting a school dance, the secretary for the class of 2020 for all 4 years. We would like to present the Joyce Wilson Award to Samantha Ramsey. Congratulations, Sam. Now I will turn it over to Ms. Galise for the Cafeteria Workers Award.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Morse High class of 2020. We are very lucky here at Morse High School that we work with so many adults that would be willing to do anything to support the students in our school. Some of those ladies are the ladies who work downstairs in the cafeteria, making sure that we are fed each and every day. They care about students so much they have created an award, and every year they recognize 2 seniors. Unfortunately, Debbie Wallace could not be here today, but she did make sure that I was all decked out in my gear to be able to present this award to 2 deserving seniors. Congratulations to Deja Douglas and Jacob McLaughlin. And now on to Mr. Hatch.
Thank you. It is my pleasure. Here, am I present? I can't see that I'm present. Good morning, everyone. It is my pleasure to present the National Honor Society's Brian Hatch Torch Award, which was first given out in 2006, the year I retired. You may not know me. I may be the most unrecognizable person on this display here today, but if you look in the auditorium to the left and saw Hatch 68, that's me. And I am forever indebted to Morse High School for everything it has given me in my life. And I hope it will do the same for all of you as you go through your lives. It is my pleasure to present this award this year to a former student, a former colleague, and one who certainly follows the principles of the National Honor Society itself, of character, scholarship, leadership, and service. It's my delight to say Jonna Stanton is the winner of this year's award. And now it's my pleasure to introduce the next presenter, Mrs. Foreman.
Hello. Okay. Hello, Mrs. Foreman here in the music room, ready to present the music awards. I'm going to first give awards to the band students. This is for Mr. Morrow. I'm reading from his notes. So anytime I say I have known, it's going to be from Mr. Morrow. Here we go. The qualifications for the Morse High School Band Spirit Award are as follows. The Band Spirit Award is given to a Morse High School band student in recognition of a student's dedication, enthusiasm, and pride in their school, and especially pride in the Morse High School Concert Band. Mr. Morrow will be giving 2 Morse High School Band Spirit Awards this year. The first recipient has been in band for all 4 years of high school. She plays in concert band, jazz band, and pep band, and also has taken the AP Music Theory course. Not only is she an excellent bassoonist and saxophonist, but also a tremendous singer. I would like to present the first high school Spirit Award in band to Lainey Schultz. Congratulations, Lainey. The second recipient of the Morse High School Band Spirit Award has also been in band all 4 years of high school. She's a quiet student, but is always on task, works hard on her music, and has been a very strong member of our band and music department. I hope she continues to play her clarinet in the years to come. Mr. Morrow would like to present the second Morse High School Band Spirit Award to Tiffany Reed. And finally, the last award that's been given out in high schools for many, many years, the John Philip Sousa Award. And the qualifications are as follows. Outstanding achievement and interest in instrumental music, for singular merit in loyalty and cooperation for displaying those qualities of conduct that school instrumental music requires. Mr. Morrow says, I have known this year's recipient since middle school. She was in band all through middle school and has been in band all 4 years of high school. That's hard to do. This student leads by example and has displayed that leadership in concert band and pep band. She has been extremely dedicated to this program. She has a wonderful sense of humor and has a very kind soul. I wish her the very best in years to come, and it is my privilege to present this year's John Philip Sousa Award to Macy Coffin. I now have a whole bunch of choral awards. I'll try to go through them quickly, but these are for people that were in either concert choir or mixed choir, or even both. The first award is the Choral Achievement Award. I have 2 of these. They're for dedication and enthusiasm, hard work, pride of being in the group, and knowing what to do when it's time to do it. The first one, Choral Achievement Award, will go to Miss Savannah McKenney. Congratulations. And the second award in choral achievement is to Miss Tiffany Reed. She is quiet, but boy, can she sing. Just ask her. She'll love that. The next set of awards are Choral Spirit Awards. These have the same idea of being people who are hardworking and they have pride in wanting to sound good and they show up, but yet they have that extra constant energy that we really need in there that keeps me on my toes and everybody else on their toes. I love these two gentlemen. Dominic Dickinson getting the first Choral Spirit Award. There's nothing that says constant energy like Dominic Dickinson. I love having him in class. And Hayden Platiter, he came in only this last little bit of time, but again, what a great person. I've loved getting to know you. You have such a spirit of loving others and wanting to do right. We now have the Choral Excellence Award. The other thing is it's the same as the last ones, dedication, enthusiasm, but these have the other element of someone being sort of an exceptional musician or singer. They can read well. They have an immediate sense of how to do it musically. This first one goes to Mr. Keating Babcock. Joined us late, but boy, what a voice. What a knowledge of music and performing. Thank you, Keating. Another Choral Excellence Award. We've heard her name here today before. Sarah Estevez Martinez. Boy, do I love that girl. And boy, can she sing. And finally, a student that I couldn't have in concert choir as much, but boy, in mixed choir, she is the soprano and alto that I can always go to, Miss Aria French. Thank you for that. And finally, an award that's been given out across the nation for years, the National School Choral Award. This is like a big award that's been going on for 50 years in choruses across our nation. And this award, called the National Choral Award, will be going to my bass singer extraordinaire, Keegan Hennessy. So thank you, all my musicians. Keep singing all summer. Come visit when you're allowed to. And I'm passing it off now to Mr. Priest.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Foreman. And a special thank you to Bob Jordan and Damian Austin for their behind-the-scenes work in making this virtual assembly happen. First of all, to all of our athletes in the class of 2020, congratulations. This was an incredibly difficult spring, but here we are. You're 8 days away from graduation. Although you did not get to experience a traditional end to your high school careers, the athletic department is very excited to recognize several of you with special awards. Some of these awards were not easy to select, as the class of 2020 is loaded with great leadership, high character individuals, and many academically and athletically driven student athletes. To next year's seniors, juniors, sophomores, freshmen, and beyond, the class of 2020 has set a high bar for you. So now let's recognize some of them. Our first award is the Most Outstanding Female Athlete Award. This is selected by the athletic department staff. This award is to be presented to a senior young woman who has participated in 3 sports for at least 3 years while at Morse High School, one of which must be basketball. The athlete must be recognized for outstanding play and be a good student in standing who exemplifies good citizenship, sportsmanship, leadership, and dedication to her team. This young lady has a high level of character, talent, accountability, leadership, and tenacity, which makes her a well-rounded student athlete. It is not just her great athletic talent on the athletic field or court that makes her an outstanding student athlete. She is a dedicated leader, team player, and student athlete who shows character, integrity, grit, tenacity, and a never give up attitude. She accepts constructive criticism both from her teammates and coaches and always shows good sportsmanship on and off the field. She's dedicated to her craft, not just by her talent, but by the amount of time and energy she spends practicing outside of her normal practices, including but not limited to summer programming, training camps, and playing travel ball. She gives back to her community as a good citizen by the time spent working with the youth in the community, sharing her love of sports and talent for the game, as well as participating and volunteering for the Bath Area Food Bank with Morse basketball to help feed insecure families in our community. She played 3 sports, but softball was her specialty. As a pitcher at Morse, she went 29-11 with 355 strikeouts and 46 walks over 272.1 innings pitched. Her ERA in 2017 was 2.0, 2018 was 1.2, and last season she had a microscopic ERA of 0.76. At the plate, she had 45 singles, 9 doubles, 4 triples, and 6 home runs with 41 runs batted in. And she batted .435 her junior year. This young lady will go on to play softball at Merrimack College next year, where she will continue her studies. The 2020 Most Outstanding Female Athlete Award goes to Dory Coulis. Our next award we'd like to present is the Elford Beanie Stover Award, which is selected by athletic department staff. This award is presented to the senior athlete who has distinguished himself as a 3-sport athlete with recognition at the league and/or state level. The athlete must display excellence in athletic participation and in the areas of leadership, sportsmanship, and citizenship. This is from one of his coaches, a soccer coach. He has established himself as a 3-sport athlete with soccer, indoor track, and baseball. He likely would have been a captain in baseball, and although he was not named a captain for soccer, was no doubt a leader the last 2 seasons. He was academically excelling to the point he was able to tutor his peers and was consistently setting the bar for his teammates. He was often seen after practice working on his craft, whether it be to get better at soccer or to improve on his passion, which is baseball. He was always willing to utilize his free time to better himself. He remained cool and calm in tough situations when most would have been tested. He didn't allow anything to get under his skin. His love for all people of all ages was evident. He was a great coach when working with the youth and excelled with kids that he could get frustrated with. Coach would watch him pull from the same patience he had in sportsmanship and turn on another level of patience when these situations arose. He will make a phenomenal coach someday. His indoor track coach, which he ran indoor track this year for the first time, said he was always willing to be at practice. He was someone who would be there and was always willing to learn. After his first week of indoor practice, he humbly said, "I have learned I know nothing about how to run." He took the first step to understanding running by admitting he didn't know anything. He was very quick at picking up what the coaches were trying to get across. Towards the end of the season, he had baseball tryouts at the college that he planned to attend. He was able to run his 60-yard dash in 6.89 seconds. Before he joined track, his fastest time was 7.4 seconds. He and his dad were very excited and messaged Coach right away. He would ask for things he could do outside of practice, and when the season was over, he asked how he could keep his speed. He has now become an ambassador for track. He's recommended track to a lot of different people, which is helping grow the sport. And so he says that it'll help them get faster for their other sports as well. As a result of his work ethic, he learned the basics on how to run faster and smoother. When he did, he was able to set the school record in the 200-meter dash. And this from his baseball coach. Coach Ruiz had the pleasure of coaching this young man for the last 2 seasons. He is an individual who's always showed up earlier than asked, worked hard, and carries himself in a polite, respectable manner. In addition, he's exceptionally gifted at making others feel comfortable and always maintains a positive attitude. He always had a way of elevating his teammates, helping them rise to any challenge that may present itself. He always went above and beyond in the classroom, weight room, and on the field. The 2020 Elford Beanie Stover Award goes to Isaac Flaming. The next award we have to present is the Neil and Mary LaRochelle Be True to Your School Award, which is also selected by the athletic department staff. This award is given to a deserving member of the senior class. The LaRochelles have been Morse fans and true supporters of our school for almost 50 years. They attended thousands of games and always kept Morse near to their hearts. This award goes to a senior, not necessarily an athlete, who shows spirit and determination, and is a true fan of Morse High School, who can be seen at a variety of activities, and who believes that being true to your school is a worthy calling. The winner of this award has been a cheerleader for the last 4 years on both the football and the basketball competition teams. She's been a talented and respected leader on her teams, having been captain for multiple seasons. She was chosen as a member of the East cheerleading team for the 2020 Lobster Bowl game, which has been canceled due to COVID-19. She looked forward to this for all of her high school career to represent the blue and the white, among other cheerleaders and football players from around the state. Although she won't be cheering in July, she has exceeded her fundraising request for the event. Although she is an exceptional athlete and teammate, her dedication and love for her school goes much further than that. She would often be seen at other athletic events, such as wrestling meets and other events at other schools. She is also active in school activities and outside events sponsored by Morse. She will always lend a hand when needed, no matter what is going on in her life and no matter how busy she may be. She is a perfect example of a Morse shipbuilder, proud, committed, honest, and hardworking. The Neil and Mary Larochelle Be True to Your School Award goes to Ellie Bunzani. Our next award is the Wendy Pooler Award, which is also selected by athletic department staff. Wendy Pooler played field hockey, basketball, and ran track while at Morse. She died of leukemia shortly after she graduated in 1985, so her classmates chose to remember her through this award. This award is given each year to a senior student athlete, male or female, who best demonstrates the spirit as Wendy Pooler, the drive, the determination, and the competitiveness. Wendy's motto was, "You never fail until you stop trying." The winner of this award has a resume unlike any you will find at Morse. She holds the Morse High School swim records in the 200 freestyle, 200 individual medley, 50 freestyle, 100 fly, 100 freestyle, and 100 backstroke. Along with her sister Haley, she was on the 200 medley relay, 200 freestyle relay, and 400 freestyle relay record-setting teams. Haley, by the way, owns the Morse 100 backstroke record, which leaves the 500 freestyle as the only record not to have a Harper name at the top of the list. Olivia is on that list. She owns individual state records in the 50 free, 200 individual medley, and 100 back. She is 6th all-time in the 200 freestyle, 5th all-time in the 100 butterfly, 3rd all-time in the 100 free, and was on the 2nd, 3rd, and 6th fastest 200 medley relay teams, and the 3rd and 4th fastest 200 freestyle relay teams, and the 4th fastest 400 freestyle relay team in state history. If you didn't get to watch this young lady while she was at Morse, you missed out on watching a once-in-a-decade athlete. Olivia's drive, determination, and competitiveness, which are a foundation to the Wendy Pooler Award, are second to none. This is representative in the number of school and state records she holds. She cares deeply about the Morse community as well. She could have chose not to swim for Morse and instead focus on Long Reach Swim Club. However, she's committed to her school and community and chose to represent the blue and white, for which we are proud that she did. I, as will many others, will enjoy following Olivia's career at the University of Tennessee, as well as the Olympic trials next season if she goes to compete. Who knows when, if ever, we'll see a more decorated athlete come through Morse High School. The 2020 Wendy Pooler Award goes to Olivia Harper. Congratulations, Olivia. She's here in the auditorium right now, so I'm glad for that. The Spirit of Jimmy Roulard Award is selected by the athletic department staff. This award goes to a Morse High School athlete, not necessarily a senior, who best exemplifies the spirit and desire shown by Jimmy Roulard in his lifetime. Jimmy lived life to his fullest until his untimely death, in 1997 at the age of 33. He was a graduate of the class of 1981 and was a 3-season athlete during his time at Morse. He was an all-conference running back on the football team, a 5'5" guard on the basketball team, and a catcher on the baseball team. He has strong family ties to Bath, Maine, and Morse High School, including his parents, both members of the class of 1955, his widow, Lynn Roulard Hill, who was a class of 1985, 2 daughters, Katie, class of 2006, and Sarah, class of 2008, and 2 grandsons, Colby, class of 2030, and Cameron, class of 2035. The recipient of this award must be in good standing in and out of the classroom, must have a good sense of humor, and the ability to get along with all kinds of people. This young lady is dependable, steadfast, and generous in spirit. She is a modest, humble student athlete, which only adds to her appeal and makes her such a necessary and wonderful addition to any team, club, class, or school. She's been a positive mentor and advocate for students with special needs through her leadership of the unified volleyball and basketball teams and as a Special Olympics coach. The Crosby way is with a great sense of humor, an abundance of lighthearted fun, and a burning desire to include all in life's wonderful journey. Coach Linda Levesque also adds, who can't love a kid who always has a smile on her face? The Spirit of Jimmy Roulard Award goes to Molly Crosby. Next, we have the Coach D Award, which is normally it's selected by Shipbuilders Committed. This year, we had all who have taken the leadership course at Morse choose the award, and it was a unanimous decision among those student athletes. This award is given to a deserving educator or coach in RSU1 who best exemplifies the ideals of Coach David Dorian. Coach D dedicated over 50 years of his adult life to the young people of Maine, most of which were spent in our school district. He's one of a handful of people who have coached Maine high school basketball for 50 plus years. He was ever dedicated to our young people. The students unanimously chose the winner of the Coach D Award. This coach is always willing to help his team and even students and athletes outside and off the baseball field. He respects all of his athletes. He works with the athletes as much as possible. He's always willing to help them find new ways to improve, even when they got switched to online learning and was finding ways for students to stay active from home and keep in shape for the next season. On top of that, he's always willing to talk with each student if they need extra help or support. He's done so much to improve the baseball and softball players in this area and has completely changed the baseball culture here at Morse. He's improved kids tremendously as a player and their mentality in the game, and his love definitely embodies what Coach D stands for. This coach has been a great addition to the Morse family. His passion to develop young people into productive members of society has been on full display since he became part of our coaching staff. He has embodied the think, care, act principles that help define Morse High School. He joins a long list of previous winners who have been a vital part of the culture and history of Morse. And hopefully he will enjoy as much success and longevity at Morse as the previous Coach D Award winners have. The Coach D Award goes to Coach Nico Ruiz. Next, we have the Joshua French Award, which is selected by the cross-country and track and field staff. This award is given to a senior who is committed to and shown dedication to cross-country and track and field during his or her 4 years at Morse. This from Coach Gallagher. This young lady has shown tremendous growth as an athlete and teammate through her dedication to her sport and 4-year commitment to the Morse cross-country and track teams. Her hard work has led her to significant improvements and achievements such as KVAC conference and state championship race appearances. This young lady has grown to be a supportive leader and captain for her teammates. You can always find her smiling and encouraging others. And this from Coach Lukes. She is the consummate student athlete. For over 4 years, she has committed much time and energy to the sports of cross country and track and field. Her dedication, work ethic, and enthusiasm has contributed to her success both in the classroom as well as in races. She led by example through her sportsmanship and kindness to her teammates and competitors. The Joshua French Award goes to Lorelei Pryor. Next, we have the Stephen J. Westlake Award, which is selected by the wrestling staff. This award goes to a senior wrestler who has exhibited the dedication to the sport and team that Stephen Westlake displayed during his time on the mats of Morse High School. This young lady was a 4-year wrestler at Morse. She was a great teammate who rarely missed a practice and always strived to be better day in and day out. She was not only an extremely skilled wrestler, but an even better person with a personality and smile that the team is going to dearly miss. She was our very first sanctioned women's state champion in school history, and her drive and willpower were undeniable for a number of reasons. That contributed towards her success. And these are traits that will suit her well in her upcoming future outside of the Morse High School walls. Coach Bennett, the entire coaching staff, and Morse High School could not think of a more honorable and well-deserving student athlete for this award. Stephen J. Westlake Award goes to Deja Douglas. And lastly, we have the Excellence in Leadership Award, which is selected by me with input from coaches. This award is from the Morse Athletic Department. It goes to a student athlete who demonstrates the qualities of leadership that go above and beyond that of simply being a team captain. The award should go to someone who demonstrates on the playing fields and off that the virtues of leadership are valuable. The candidates should exemplify the phrase, know the way, show the way, go the way. I want to say that this is not an easy decision to make, as there are about 6 student athletes who I seriously considered for this award. I narrowed the list down to 2, whereupon I decided I could not award one without the other. From my perspective, as someone who pays close attention to all of our teams and athletes within those teams, these 2 athletes mirror each other in many ways. While their styles of leadership are different, both have been instrumental in helping grow the numbers of their respective sports over their time at Morse. They lead by example, but in different ways. They both display the character, sportsmanship, drive, and development of their craft that I hope all of our captains will display, all while seeing the big picture and that the success of their team is not only about them. The first of the 2 winners, She is a role model and someone that many young athletes look up to in our community due to her success on the field, but also her active engagement in youth sports in Bath. She's one of the best soccer players to come out of Morse in a number of years. While her 82 goals and 17 assists are impressive, her leadership and willingness to change positions and sacrifice her own scoring opportunities for the betterment of the team are what sets her apart. Between her sophomore and junior year, we hired a new varsity girls coach, and she was asked to switch positions. Like many players would, she had many questions surrounding the move from being a well-established striker to a now attacking midfielder. During her initial conversation with her new coach, they spoke a lot about the team and what the team needs, along with a dozen other tactical decisions. They spoke and agreed that everyone needed to contribute in order to be successful, and that she was needed to be just as dangerous off the ball as she is when she has the ball at her feet. That season, the varsity girls soccer team had 8 different goal scorers. Everyone was confused by the change at first, but accepted it quite quickly as it gave players the opportunity to step up and have a larger contribution. We won a handful of games where other teammates scored the winning goal. Although you could sense the frustration early on when adapting to the new role, she went from scoring over 20 goals her sophomore year to 8 goals her junior year. She, like all great leaders do, worked on learning more about the position during and after training sessions, which ultimately paid off. Her hard work and selflessness paid off following her junior season when she received her first Maine High School Soccer Coaches All-Southern Maine Regional Team Award and her first All-State Award. Furthermore, she acted as a liaison for the school's athletic programs as she volunteered weekends at youth clinics and helped teach many kids about soccer, helping them develop a love for the sport. She consistently refereed youth soccer games through the local rec department on weekends throughout each season. At the conclusion of the season, parents praised her on her professionalism and ability to help the players during the games. In the summer months, she volunteers her time coaching soccer camps with Seacoast United Maine, as well as organizing the high school summer soccer program at Morse High School. She was a volunteer coach at various community soccer camps, such as Bath, Brunswick, and Topsom. Her continued positive support and upbeat attitude were contagious. There are more kids playing soccer now because of her passion for soccer and her ability to share that through her community involvement. Emily Martin is the epitome of what you look for in a leader. Lead by example in the classroom, lead by example on the field, and lead by example in the community. The co-winner of the Excellence in Leadership Award goes to Emily Martin. And lastly, the other co-winner of the Excellence in Leadership Award. He was always the first to practice and the last to leave. He would tutor his peers on his own and always demand that they meet their highest potential both on and off the field. He always sought and accepted criticism to make himself better. He never felt he was beyond practice. He took on kicking for the football team because he knew his skill set and strength could be utilized by them to their advantage. It was never about him. It was about giving another team a better chance to compete. He sacrificed time to practice to be the best he could be, even if it was to help the team he sought no recognition for. One of my personal favorite memories of this young man is watching him return to McMahon during a home football game as he came back from an away soccer game. He ran to the woods by the field to change into his football uniform, then ran to the field to join his teammates on the sidelines of the game that was already in progress. He did that for Morse. He looked out for freshmen in a fatherly way. He was quiet around them until they needed guidance. He let them be young until they edged towards foolish. When he spoke, everyone listened. He never wasted a word and picked his times to speak carefully. No one ever questioned his dedication. He outworked every one of them. His desire and focus is rare in high school athletics. He was humble and always encouraging to his teammates on their own skills. He never turned to excuses in a moment that left him with less than expected. He would take a moment to analyze the weakness and refocus on what needed to be done to not repeat the mistake in that time. Then he would move forward with the lesson that he learned. He was a 2-year captain in soccer and earned conference recognition for those 2 years. He was like having a coach on the field, understanding our team philosophy and style to its core. He bought into it and led by example on academics and community relations. He is exactly the person you want leading your teams on and off the field. He who demonstrates the qualities for a good leader and exemplifies the phrase, know the way, show the way, go the way, is unequivocally Asa Hodgson. So I'd just like to conclude by saying, I just want to give a quick recognition to our spring coaches. I know we're going a little long here, but I wanted to make sure we put a final nail in the coffin of some of these the spring season we had. But I want to make sure that we recognize our spring coaches. They went above and beyond this spring in recognizing our student athletes. They too, like our student athletes, were devastated when the season was canceled, but they rose to the occasion and found ways to celebrate our awesome seniors. The senior banners that are hung downtown, the social media posts, the Times Record ad, the signs at the field, individual team recognitions and meetings, and other goodies that we still have to share are all a result from the collaborative, creative thinking of our spring coaches during this time of crisis. Some coaches even made financial contributions to these projects from their own pockets. We have a truly special group of coaches at Morse, so spring coaches, thank you for all your efforts this spring. Morse is certainly lucky to have you. And next up, I would like to welcome Miss Morris and JMG.
Thank you, Mr. Priest. Hello, Morse High School, and congratulations, seniors. I'm here to encourage you to watch the video below following the final assembly to learn who won the Companion Award this year. And now I will turn it over to Mrs. Stanton.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Morris. Congratulations, class of 2020. Thank you also very much for the unbelievable honor of winning the Brian Hatch Torch Award. It is such a wonderful honor, and I appreciate it. I knew I wore these beads for a reason. I'd also like to take a moment to dedicate our yearbook this year. This 2020 Morse yearbook is dedicated to Mrs. Robin Westlake, AKA the button pusher of Morse. Her role as the attendance secretary goes above and beyond. She greets everyone with a contagious smile and positive attitude that spreads among students and staff alike. You brighten everyone's day, Mrs. Westlake, and we thank you. I would also like to encourage you to press below for 2 yearbook offerings. One is our annual yearbook video, and the other is our senior slideshow made this year by Abby and Zoe Sreeden. So thank you very much for that. And now I'd like to turn things over to Mr. O'Leary.
This day is called the Feast of Crispian. He that outlives this day and comes safe home will stand a tiptoe when the day is named and rouse him in the name of Crispian. He that shall see this day and live to old age will yearly on the vigil feast his neighbors and say, tomorrow is St. Crispian. Then will he strip his sleeves and show his scars and say, these wounds I had on Crispian. Old men forget, yet all shall be forgot. But he'll remember with advantages what feats he had that day. Then shall our names, familiar in his mouth as household words, Harry the King, Bedford and Exeter, Warwick and Talbot, Salisbury and Gloucester, be in their flowering cups freshly remembered. This story shall the good man teach his son, and Crispian shall ne'er go by from this day to the ending of the world, but we in it shall be remembered. We few, we happy few, we band of brothers. For he today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother, be he ne'er so vile. This day will gentle his condition, and gentlemen in England now abed will think themselves accursed they were not here, and hold their manhood